What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's daily market recap. I'm going to break down all my trades from the morning. Reminder, every single trading day this year will have a daily market recap, whether it's a green day or a red day. Now, we're still at the very beginning of the year right now. Fortunately, I've avoided having a red day, knock on wood, but today was a close call. I had a couple of tricky losses before I recovered and got nicely into the green thanks to AIFF. This is the Neroscience biotech company that had news yesterday of entering into a program with NVIDIA to use their AI technology to assist with what they're working on. So it yesterday had this 250, 300% squeeze. It was epic. I didn't capitalize on it as well as I could have. However, what I noticed last night was I was checking the chart on my phone, and I noticed that it was holding up pretty well after hours. So after hours ends at 8 p.m. And AIFF, let's look at it. Let's look at the chart. So at 8 p.m. yesterday, it's hanging out right underneath this level. So the way I look at this is this was the beginning of the move down here at about $3. This is the peak at $11.50, and it's holding right here. So, it's basically holding about 75% of the move, and it's got a little ascending support here. So I thought to myself, this looks strong. Unfortunately, it looks so strong, it's probably gonna pop right at 4 a.m. And so let's see what it did at 4 a.m. 4 a.m., surprisingly, it drops. That really surprised me. I didn't expect that. It makes me wonder, why it dropped there, because typically a setup like this would continue into the next session right at 4 a.m. But in any case, it sort of dropped. And then it rallies back up here, punches up to a high of 12 right there at 7 a.m. And so that was where I took my first trades on this, going into 7 a.m. And on my first couple trades, I got myself in the green by about $3,000, $3,200, something like that. And then, unfortunately, I gave back a little bit of that profit. So this is where I sit on the day right now, $8,849.43. Not bad, but not a perfect day. So I took 5 individual trades on AIFF in this window right here from about, it was like 6:45 until about 7:15. And I was green on 4 of them, but on the 5th one, I lost, and I gave back almost all the profit I made on the first 4. So what does that tell you? Well, clearly my average losers were bigger than my average winners. And that was the problem here early this morning. It just wasn't pulling away. Yeah, it was popping up a little bit, but it would pop up 20 cents. By the time I got in and got out, I'd only capture maybe 10 cents of profit. And then finally, I got that trade where it drops 30 cents. And now I'm giving back the profit from those 4 winners. So it was not super easy to trade in this area. And I was a little bit, bummed out. I was thinking, man, I really thought that was gonna be stronger. So then it pulls back, and then all of a sudden at the open, it gives us this next leg up. And so actually, I made almost all of my profit on the day between 9:15 and about 9:45, 9:50, right in here. This was where I made the majority of my profit. But let me kind of walk you through what happened between about 7:15 and 9:15, because there was a 2-hour window there where I was trading, but I didn't produce much profit. And this is my P&L. So the first couple trades on AIFF basically canceled each other out. And then that was at about 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. comes and goes. We don't have any fresh news. I'm a little bit bummed out. And then 7:30, we get a headline, NEUP. So NEUP pops up on the scans. It's got a 1.5 million share float. It's a therapeutics company. So I'm like, okay, it's got the right price, the right sector, the right float, news headline. All right, this all looks good. And what was really interesting about this one is it was just stacked with sellers. The second it popped up, there were sellers on it. So it pops up initially right here, pops up right there. And as it's going sideways, I got in this at, let's see, it was about 7:50 that I got in it. And I was looking for the break through 8. So it was in this consolidation and boom, drops down and I take the loss on it. So not a big loss, but took a loss on it. And then it comes back up again a little bit later right here. I tried to get back in right there and I lost on it a second time. So fortunately, those losses were both small, $400 total in the red, but I did not find success on the stock NEUP. It was just too weak. So that was a bummer, but it is what it is. Now at 7:30 bottom of the hour, we also saw BDRX starting to pop up on the scans. So BDRX is starting to pop up and I'm thinking, all right, well, I'll take a small stab on it. It pops up here to about 6, pulls back. There's a little dip there, pops back up, pulls back again, a little dip there, pops up. I ended up making a total of about $1,000 on it. It was nothing impressive, really. And my issue was, I'm not sure it's trustworthy, because if we look at the 5-minute chart, this is a stock like NLSP, like a couple of the others, where it made a big move just a couple sessions ago, is now popping up again. How much do we really expect it to go, right? It's probably not going to work that well. And it didn't work that well. So a small winner on it, that's fine. And then the next one was XTIA. So XTIA hits my scanner. I jumped in this for the break of 5, and look at that reversal. Big red volume candle, just totally awful, and lost $1,800 on that. So now these are the 3 that I've basically traded between 7:15 and 9:15, and I'm not doing very well. And I'm thinking, man, I'm running out of time. So I started to get on the defense a little bit. I was like, okay, now I need to be a little careful. I've been on a really nice green streak, really nice hot streak. Maybe today's just a dud. There's nothing that's really got good news. We're not seeing a big move. Strange, considering yesterday we had AIFF, but, can't fight it. So let's slow down a little bit. So I decided to kind of ease off the throttle, step back. This trade, by the way, was at 9 a.m. So that was like right at 9 a.m. And so then I just put up AIFF and I said, I'm just going to watch this one. It's the most obvious. It has the most volume right now. Well, aside from, so there were a couple of cheaper stocks, XLO, which popped up, but basically just went straight up and then came back down. No trades on that, just went too fast. Float's also a little higher. It's pretty thickly traded. TIVC, that's too cheap. No trades on that. KDLY, it ended up really opening up after the bell. Nice move, but I missed it for pre-market, so no trades on that. YOSH, this one popped up a little bit, but it's not easy to trade. So then anyways, back to AIFF. So I'm sitting here, and this is how I was breaking down the chart. First of all, daily level, I knew that we had 1590 up here. So we had this daily level right there, right there. So I was like, okay, that's going to be, potential resistance coming up there. But there's nothing between here and there. So I was like, that's fine. On the 5-minute chart, was recognizing kind of this double top around 1150. Yes, we broke through it, but then we were back below it, back above it, back below it. So since we didn't hold above it, I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but all right, 12 is the high of this move. Pulls back, goes below VWAP, comes back up. I got one trade right here for the break back over VWAP, and I did make about $1,000 on that. So I was like, all right, that was around 8:15 or so. So a little trade there. Comes back up again, and right through here, I was like, okay, we're starting to sort of, peak up again. Got the trade on the break of 11 right there. Now, when it first popped up to that area, I'll back this up. It was right in here. So I took this trade right there. I took that trade. Pops up, pulls back, drops down. Pops up, drops down. Comes back up, pulls away. Get in at 88 for the breakthrough this level. Breakout trade. Breaks through 11, goes up to 1120. Take my profit. Drops back down here. Comes back up. Got back in at the open right here for the breakthrough 11. And we get this squeeze up to 1140, up to 1180, up to 12. Then jackknife back to 11. And then rips back up. And I was like, wow, yikes, this is some risky stuff. So got a couple trades on it in that area. It was risky, but I got myself in the green. So now back here, we had a little jackknife here, higher volume red candle, a little jackknife here. And this is where I was starting to feel like, and another one right here, there was just a lot of risk on this stock. So I wasn't able to take big size on it. I didn't, I never sized up to full size. I just kind of kept with these little base hits, a little defensive, keeping it light. And today, for me, is actually a relatively slow day compared to my daily average over the last, 30 days. So if we look at my calendar here, you can see this is actually my worst day of February right now. The worst day prior was 18,000, which is still an incredible day. So being at 8,800 today is technically the worst day of the month. Now, that I'm very grateful to be able to say that's my worst day of the month, because this is really, that's really indicating it's been a strong month. But, I've been on a nice little stretch here for the last, let's see, we'll just look at the last, I don't know, since what was this, the 21st, where I've been pretty solidly above 20,000 a day, through this whole stretch. So at a certain point today, because we didn't have any really good gappers, we didn't have any really good news at 7:30, 8:30 that gave us opportunity. AIFF was sort of what made sense to focus on, but price is a little higher. It's a second day. It's got a bit more risk. And so I just traded it a little bit more conservatively. And I just got to a point where I did not see a path to getting to $20,000 today. I just didn't see the path in front of me. Once it was 9:30, it was like, well, I'm going to squeeze as much as I can out of AIFF. If it continues going higher up towards that $16 daily level, all right, maybe. But if it stalls out, and it did, then, that's it. I don't know. I mean, we would need fresh news, and we don't usually get news at this time of day. So this is the best I could do today. It's not a bad day. I'm grateful for it. I'm above my $5,000 daily goal. So, closing above the goal, and I'll try to make up, the $12,000 that I'm kind of short on my aggressive market goal, another day. And the whole thing with $20,000 daily goal in a hot market is that, there will no doubt be days where I'm going to come up a little short, like today. And there will also no doubt be days where I far exceed it. Being up 60,000 plus on Thursday, 40,000 on Friday, those days I was well above the goal. So, it's, that's the thing with a goal. I mean, if you get so fixated on it that you refuse to stop trading because you're not your goal, then that's going to be detrimental to your success, because you're now just trading a number. And we ultimately, yes, we have numbers, we have goals that we want to set for ourselves, but we got to trade the market that's in front of us. And today, the market has not provided as many opportunities as it has on other days. So if I look at my month to date this month for February, detailed, so currently sitting averaging about $32,000 per day. So it's going to be, the average will be lower after you include today, but sitting at 228,000 on the month. So I'm in really good shape here right now. In fact, the year to date, so my goal right now is, if I can, this is being aggressive. First goal right now for the year is to cross over $1 million. I'm at 630,000. So, that's the first goal, cross over $1 million, and then just keep growing. But I also recognize that if I can average, $20,000 per day, let's go to 2020, December of 20, or all of 2020, average 20,000 a day, 4.9 million. That's a huge year. So that right there is my high water mark. That's the best year I've had in my entire career. So there it is. So 5. So when you include the last 2 days of December. So just over 5 million, averaging 20,000 a day. So, it's not going to be easy to maintain a $20,000 daily average for the entire year. Maintaining it through, 6 weeks of a hot market, all right, doable. Average, I'm doing that. But what happens come, July and August, when we're in the summer months and it's really cold? I might not be able to maintain it. So that means on the days where it's a little hotter, like yesterday, the day before, and last week, I need to squeeze out as much as I can to boost that average. So I'm in a really good shape coming into the slower summer months, right? August, September can be a little slower as well. So anyways, that's kind of stuff that's in my mind a little bit right now. It was certainly something I was thinking about today as I was sort of looking around, asking myself, where's the volume? What's going on? We had such a great day, such great momentum yesterday on AIFF. What's happening? Now, maybe shorts got a little scared yesterday and they got squeezed out. And now today they're not quick to jump in anything. So we're not seeing shorts getting squeezed a second day in a row. Could be. There's different variables, but in any case, yeah, a little bit of a slower day today. So it is what it is. But good news is I'll be back at it bright and early tomorrow morning, live streaming at 7 a.m. So members at Warrior Trading, I'll see you guys bright and early. Those of you guys here on YouTube, thank you as always for tuning in. Reminder, my results are not typical. Trading is risky, so please manage your risk, take it slow, and I'll see you back here for my next upload real soon.